Hello YouTube, Brian here, and today I got a review for you of this guy. This is the ProTech TR5 Lerch. I got it off of Blade Forums for 195 bucks. This is the assisted version, not the automatic version. So let's get into it here. First off, this thing is really hard to open. Really hard to open. Like almost to the point where I couldn't open it at all when I first got it. And I pretty much can't open it at all without the O-rings, so just be aware of that. So for size comparison, here it is against a Spyderco Delica. Here it is against an R2-D2. And here it is against my favorite budget knife, the CJRB Mini Feldspar. So you can see this is a bigger knife than I normally I'm a 3-inch blade, 3-inch knife guy, and most of those come in around 7.5 inches or so. This knife is more like an 8-inch knife. So the actual cutting edge is about 3 inches, but you have this kind of forward finger choil-ish thing that lengthens the knife overall. So just be aware of that. So let's see, the blade steel is S35VN. That's perfectly fine. And it's a pretty nice blade shape. It's kind of like the CJRB Mini Feldspar. Kind of a high saber grind, you know, I would call it like a stabby drop point, somewhere between a low drop point, like a drop point mixed with a clip point kind of blade, but that's fine. That's a useful blade shape for EDC. The handles are aluminum. Let's get a weight on this guy. So I live in an area where autos are not legal to carry. It's coming in at 3.6 ounces for a 3-inch blade, so it's over the magical ounce and inch that everyone seems to go goo-goo for. But as Metal Complex likes to say, at the end of the day, it is a 4-ounce object in your pocket. It is not, it's not going to be the thing that keeps you from reaching the top of the mountain, right? So it's a button lock. This button lock as well. So I haven't had very good luck with button locks. They all seem to stick for me anyway. So I don't know if you can hear this. Yeah, it sticks. I'm starting to see this like the 4th or 5th button lock that I've handled, and they all stick. So I think it might just be a function of the button lock. The Civivi Altus that I got sticks the worst, but they all stick. For some reason, the Kershaw's, the button doesn't stick at all. Or not Kershaw's, the Boker, the Bokers. And this guy doesn't stick, but this guy is not a button lock. It is a button actuated compression lock. So that makes sense as to why that's different. Yeah, so this guy sticks pretty bad. So the only way that so first of all, without these O-rings, I couldn't open it at all. There were some people on YouTube that tell you, what O-rings to buy. You can also just go to Harbor Freight and get, this is just something that I have in my garage normally because, O-rings, when you're repairing things, you need O-rings. And so I just took a couple out of there. I did have to put 2 on. So I have to actuate this thing from not a normal position. Normally when you actuate a knife, your hand can basically be in the position that you use the knife in, right? You can be basically your thumb's on the pivot, and then you can easily open the knife from there. If I have where my thumb is on the pivot and I try to open this, I can't open it at all. So I have to come back here to where my thumb is kind of even with the thumb stud, and then I have to push straight up really hard. So this knife is very not fun to manipulate. And since it's assisted, it is not fun to close one-handed. That's one of the drawbacks to assisted and automatic knives. Yeah, so I thought I was really gonna love this knife, and turns out not so much. Glad I tried it. This is my first ProTech. It's not my first assisted knife. I have one other assisted knife in my collection, which is the Kershaw Oh So Sweet. This knife is $15. I got it for $15 on eBay, and this thing is super fun. It's total shit blade steel. I don't even know what it is, but it's not good. It's FRN handles. This thing, I would much rather carry this thing than that thing. Yeah, to me as a object, even though the steel's better on this and everything is better on this ProTech, this is a much more enjoyable assisted experience to me. So yeah, I don't know exactly how. I haven't taken this thing apart. I have watched videos on how to take it apart. So I get that you have to overcome some forces, but man, is this thing not fun. I was gonna put a trigger scale on it to try to test the pull, but I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll do it in the future if you guys are interested in that. But I'm guessing, you know, that a knife like this maybe takes, you know, 5 pounds of force at the most to deploy, and I'm guessing this thing takes like 40 pounds of force. It's like astronomically different. It's not just a little different, it's hugely different. You know, if this was like 3/4 of how difficult it is to open, it'd be cool, but as it is now, it's so unfun to open that I just don't carry it. You know, as I've said in other videos, the two most overrated parts of a knife, I think, your average knife, are blade steel and centering. To me, those don't, you know, lots of people go goo-goo over that, but this knife is centered. It's great. It has great blade steel. I don't want to use it because it is a pain in the ass to open and a pain in the ass to close. So I think that I would say the lock bar access is the most underrated thing. But what I mean by that is the ability to close the damn thing and open the thing is big, you know, because you're going to use this. I use my knife, you know, I don't know, 15 times a day for various things. And so every time I do that, I am pulling it out of my pocket, I am opening it, I am doing whatever I'm doing, I am having to close it, and I am having to put it back in my pocket. And so if it is not fun to do those 5 steps with, then I don't want to use it. So glad I tried it. It's very well made. It's very good materials. It's just very unfun to me. So be aware of that if you get this knife, that you better build up like a super callus on your thumb, because that's what it takes. Or maybe I'm just a weakling and everyone else is stronger and they can have fun with it anyway. Those are my thoughts and opinions. I hope you enjoyed them, found them useful or at least entertaining, and I will catch you later.